thought the triangle of love between Remy Ma, Papoose, and Easy the Block Captain was a mess, ladies and gents. It's hard to figure out who broke Papoose's heart in a plot twist that has the internet in ruins, so we've only just started, my dear. Fat Joe has arrived. Yes, you heard right. Claressa Shields, the unofficial tease leaker and unbeaten boxing champion in America, just set off a bomb so violent it could bring down the Bronx. According to reports, Claressa saw something so distressing, so intimate, and so obviously offensive that she hurried directly to Papoose following a private training session. He did not take it well, to say the least. Along with shattered glass, torn wedding photos, and a cancelled joint album, insiders say there was a shouting match so loud that neighbors called the police, thinking it was a home invasion. What brought Remy Ma to the point of bedroom betrayal? And fight bars? Why does Fat Joe sneak into hotel rooms, using a loving voice when addressing a married woman? Moreover, why does Claressa have the authority to disclose this unholy triangle? Remember, this isn't a romance, so buckle up. Since it is a complete expose, someone is going to go crazy. Be careful. This is going to become messy. We should get straight to the point. Once again, the rap scene is in utter chaos. It's not a viral mugshot, a cancelled bruise, or a diss song this time though. No, this is a personal matter. Extremely personal. For years, Papoose and Remy Ma were the pinnacle of hip-hop and pure love, but now they are at the center of what could be the most horrific betrayal in rap history. Fat Joe, the veteran captain of the Terror Squad, who once broke down in tears on stage when introducing Remy as family, is the home wrecker in the backdrop. He is the so-called brother figure. However, you know what? According to Claressa, he wasn't acting like family behind closed doors. Shields. You might wonder how a boxing champion got entangled in this. Alright, let's rewind the tape. There have been rumors going around for months. Whispers about Remy spending too much time away from home. Rumors that she was now meeting with Claressa late at night as a mentor. The captain of Easy the Block was allegedly a ruse and an opportune distraction. Beneath the curtains was the royal affair, with gold chains and a fading beard. The combat night then arrived. Then the barrel of powder exploded too. Looking straight into the VIP area after her biggest public victory since becoming a professional, Claressa Shields saw something that made her jaw tighten. Not a clap from Remy. Papoose did not smile proudly. No, Remy Ma was whispering into Fat Joe's eyes when she saw it. Her hand on his thigh, her ear to his, their heads touching like two teens sharing secrets in prison. To make matters worse, Fat Joe winked at her. Think for a second about that. It's the same Fat Joe who claims to be faithful to everything. He was suddenly having a footsie with Remy Malik after 20 years of shouting from rooftops. It was not her hubby who provided her the support during her 7-year prison sentence. The next thing was a movie scene. Backstage reports claim that Claressa didn't say anything at first. She went chilly and stared at the ring floor for a long time before Papoose walked to her locker room to congratulate her. Then she passed the press team and the award table without a second thought. Instead of pleasure, however, there was silence. Claressa closed the door and sat down, looking directly into Remy's face. I need to tell you something about Remy, and it's going to hurt, she began. According to a close colleague, Claressa didn't hold back when speaking. She let Papoose in on everything. Remy accidentally left her phone on speaker during the most recent training session, which led her to see, suspect, and even hear what she did. I'm telling you guys that Papoose lost it, and you're all screaming, crying, and punching the locker door. He even ripped off the gold chain that Remy had given him for their anniversary and tossed it in the trash. He was led outside by security before he could do something that would land him in jail. At this point, it gets even stranger. Papoose storms out and then goes live on Instagram a few minutes later. Not to sob or vent, but to leave a strange message that made fans go crazy. You are not always betrayed by strangers. It is the result of people who sat at your table and then slipped out the back door. It was a deluge of comments. Does that mean Remy? Wait, what's this about? Joe Fat? Claressa must have said something to him because then the receipts began to arrive. Below the table, a fan from the VIP area posted a blurry photo of Remy and Joe leaning in and touching. Fat Joe and Remy allegedly used aliases to check into the same penthouse apartment just days before the fight, according to another hotel booking record that was made public, even though the timestamps matched their travel logs. They then leaked the voicemail. Yes, the 16-second voicemail that is allegedly from Remy's phone to Fat Joe says, "I can't keep pretending like this doesn't mean something. Lying gets harder when we are together. He is not being treated fairly. But I can't control my emotions." Additionally, the tone of Fat Joe's voice on the other end was distinct. "As I mentioned, you're not alone in this. I've always got you. Gentlemen and women, that is not family." The plot of the Netflix series is wrapped in beard oil and intrigue. Let us now look at how things started to spiral out of control. Some insiders claim that the seeds of this controversy were planted in 2022 while the Terror Squad documentary was being made. Many staff members noticed that Remy and Joe were spending a lot of time in trailers by themselves. They attributed it to audio playback, but one pa even claimed to have heard moaning behind a locked door during a lunch break. Everyone would know if they did. The group then made the trip to Puerto Rico to film a group performance. Remy and Joe went missing for over 4 hours during a press run, according to a widely shared Reddit thread. Why do they do it? Later, TMZ released drone footage showing the two jet skiers alone as they inspected possible locations around dusk. Which sort of scouting? Even though she was reportedly out here having pillow conversations with Fat Joe behind the scenes, Papoose stayed devoted throughout it all by sharing images of their anniversary, penning lovely bars about his queen, and holding her hand in public. Claressa's shields, however, blew it all open. For months, the champion trusted Remy as a big sister and mentor in the combat scene, so she wasn't just a bystander. She became involved. According to reports, that same sister was using Clarissa's training camp as a cover to surreptitiously leave to meet Joe at nearby hotels. Let it marinate, please. Remy Ma wasn't practicing sparring because she was out here to have private dinners with her business partner, and Claressa became suspicious when Remy kept disappearing between rounds, typically taking urgent calls or meetings without receipts. And you know who she frequently saw arriving at the side entrance of the building? Fat Joe. As well as it went beyond a straightforward handshake and dip. They once parked in Ray's car for 45 minutes with the windows up and the motor off, according to Claressa. For what kind of label strategy discussion, then, are fogged up windows necessary? But it was the hotel misunderstanding that finally pushed Claressa over the edge. She accidentally received an email with Remy's hotel room itinerary since Remy had booked both rooms through Claressa's event management system. Be a rookie. Gentlemen and women, the receipts tell the truth. Under Mackie and Joseph C., the reservation, a king room, and 2 guests are booked for 3 nights. As we move into part 2, we'll dive deeper into leaked footage, stylists spilling tea, and a big brand cancellation that might have cost Remy Ma millions of dollars. Because it is an emotional as well as a financial betrayal. Furthermore, trust is not the only thing that has been destroyed. We have the hotel receipts now. What Claressa Shields has done has never been done by a blogger or paparazzi. A jealous ex couldn't. While making a comeback to boxing, she disclosed the most infamous hip-hop scandal. But then what? Dear, there was a full-fledged media explosion. The gossip dump vibe, Hollywood Unlocked, and the Shade Room all happened on the same day after that email release. You were broadcasting whole features such as exclusive, Fat Joe and Remy Ma's alleged affair, which came to light when a hotel voucher was leaked. Claressa Shields is a member of the most dysfunctional rap love triangle. However, as the headlines blazed, Papoose was falling silently. There were no postings or tweets, or even his usual cryptic comments, until a now-deleted Instagram story appeared. There was a black screen with 4 words. Never attempt real love. Awesome. Now, let's talk about responses as admirers, famous people, and even those who don't comprehend what a Papoose is talking about. However, the fashion industry itself was the source of the most disruption. Scholar Claressa Shields needs an honorary Pulitzer. Sis is the only one with courage in this mess. One user tweeted, "I defended Remy through the easy drama, but this is her sneaking around with Fat Joe. Nah, I'm done." An unnamed insider was able to obtain hacked emails that revealed Remy Ma was about to begin a streetwear collaboration with a major brand. "We will not identify them, but let's presume that they specialize in 3 stripes. The name of the collection is Royal Loyalty." The problem was that the capsule campaign was supposed to feature Remy and Papoose as the faces of Black Love meets Urban Legacy. The billboard placements had previously been decided. They planned photo shoots. Then came the leaked hotel invoice and that voicemail. Within 48 hours, an internal message was produced by the brand. "The public spotlight surrounding Mrs. Mackey's personal affairs has led our team to decide to halt all launch preparations. Your loyalty cannot be manufactured." No darkness in that last line. Remy's inbox was filled with memes calling her Mrs. Side Chick 2025 after she lost a 6-figure offer. Fat Joe snapped suddenly after remaining strangely silent during this whole affair. He was standing in his backyard, shirtless, with a cigar in one hand and a bottle of Ace of Spades in the other, when he uploaded a live video to Instagram. He replied, "Look, man, I've done a lot in this game. I've built legacies and put people on, and yeah, maybe I crossed a line, but sometimes lines are blurry when you've known someone for 20 years. And then he smiled. "Sir, you're not in a perfume ad. You are involved in a controversy. Set down the bottle." But what really drove the internet into hysteria was what came after that live. Because less than 30 minutes later, a private voice recording allegedly leaked between Fat Joe and Remy, where Joe can be heard saying, "I don't care what people say. More than Pap ever loved you, I adored you. I witnessed your unadulterated state. I loved you in all your forms, even when you were at your most vulnerable." Remy's voice was tremulous and passionate, and the fans were surprised by the harsh remarks. "I didn't mean to fall for you, Joe. I just needed something real." "So, you guys have been writing lean back while lying forward, not Terror Squad turning into Terror Squad. Someone check on Claressa. She must be watching this. The high priestess of subliminals, the queen of petty, and the lady who organized Asire's funeral." Nicki Minaj tweeted, "Loyalty can't be rhymed. Only live." The internet understood this without a name drop or tag. They were aware, of course. Suddenly, #Nicki was right and #QueensDon'tCreep were used by supporters to bombard Remy's remarks. Regarding Papoose, "Do you recall this deleted story?" Others pose for photos. He shared a new version, this time with an old photograph of him and Remy on their wedding day, captioned, "Some people vow for life." Mike stumbled. This issue took on a whole new dimension when, as Remy was being hauled and Fat Joe was on his I Misunderstood tour, fresh receipts were dropped. With screenshots from her direct chats, a stylist, let's call her Tasha the tailor, came forth and claimed to have outfitted Remy for a number of off-the-books events, private dinners, hotel appearances, and industry-only mixers where Papoose was never on the guest list but Fat Joe was always there. Even a screenshot of Tasha's calendar was shared. Client, Remy Ma and Jay for an event dinner. Location, Hotel Baccarat. The time is 9:00 p.m. The date is on the same night as Papoose's birthday, so please bring red dress heels. The soap opera is this. Claressa did not hold back when she published a 3-minute Instagram film because she had had enough. Saying to the camera, "I didn't ask to be in this drama," he said. "My only desire was to fight. However, I couldn't remain silent. After witnessing my actions, I could care less if you're upset. I was truthful. Remy, you know what you did. Joe, where had you been? You understand. Papa, I apologize as well. It was heartbreaking, honest, and genuine." The comments were pure love. Claressa is a candidate for the presidency. Her authenticity is greater than that of 90% of the rap game. She safeguarded her sibling. That is loyalty. And that brings us to the present. The matter has officially moved into the legal sphere. Papoose's legal team is reportedly looking into all shared marital assets internally, because they think Remy may have moved money into a joint LLC with Fat Joe under the guise of a consulting fund, as well as that might be both treachery and fraud if it's true. We're hearing that several brands are dropping sponsorships, canceling appearances, and freezing collaborations between all three parties as the legal drama unfolds. Did we include the purported security camera footage from the hotel suite as well? One anonymous Reddit leaker also asserts that if the film is made public, nobody will come back from this. Not a soul. Now, what is the following question? Fact: Joe's credibility is in ruins, Ray's brand is deteriorating, and Papoose is perfecting his skill like it's the 2003 battle season. Don't worry though, the final startling discovery is still to come. Because in a last twist that no one saw coming, Part 3 will be about leaked contracts, an unexpected court order, and a final voicemail that might establish the affair beyond a reasonable doubt. Get yourself ready. The last round is about to begin. It should be time for the dust to settle. Decided upon. And this isn't just any rap scandal. This is a shattered allegiance, a financial catastrophe, and a love bomb. Not to mention that the aftershocks are just getting started. Since fans were still delving into voice notes, deleted tweets, and Instagram lives, Papoose was entering the courtroom quietly. Papoose has asked for a thorough financial examination of all of his and Remy Ma's joint business ventures, according to court insiders. For what reason? Due to the fact that records that were taken by a former accountant for a label that has since closed show that Fat Joe and Remy Ma run a Delaware-registered side company called R&J Creative Enterprises. Sources say the company has received $320,000 in consultancy fees over the last 18 months, money that was missing from all of Papoose's combined tax returns. Translation: Remy Ma and Fat Joe might have been running a secret bag behind Pap's back while they were having the affair, as well as currently, the IRS is looking into this. It gets better though, because Fat Joe's management team was subpoenaed by the court to provide 2023 hotel receipts, payment records, and email logs shortly after the disclosure of the secret LLC. According to one lawyer, it's the most romantic money laundering and marriage deception I've seen in a decade. In the meantime, Remy Ma is making an effort to keep her honor. 2 highly filtered Instagram photo dumps that she shared with her children depict family time without any captions or Papoose. But the damage control wasn't accepted by the fans. Comments: Don't publish the kids just yet. The receipts should be sent by mail. We want the video of the hotel corridor, not the Sunday brunch. Keep your tranquility while remembering your past. This was followed by the stunning leak that brought down the internet. A whole voicemail was posted by an unidentified Twitter account called the Bronx Receipts, allegedly apprehended 2 days prior to a combat night. The message clearly features Ray's voice, which is tremulous, subdued, and expressive. Not that I wanted to hurt him. You can see and feel me, but I love Pap and Joe. He has always been perfect on paper, but at this moment, you and Fat Joe are both my real friends. Calm, cocky, and smooth. Let us emerge from our hiding place. When the fight was over, we went public. I've got you covered. Always be able to access the internet. Collapsed. Make it known. This was supposed to be disclosed following the battle. A rollout following a fight. The fans were furious. Fans of Pap devised the hashtag justice for Papoose. Even the hip-hop pioneers started to remark, if loyalty isn't sacred anymore, we're all doomed. Styles P wrote on Twitter. Remy's footwear relationship collapsed, and the brands are running like the building is on fire. DJ Envy said on his morning show, this isn't just gossip, it's betrayal layered in business. That's the kind of wound that doesn't heal with an apology. Joe's restaurant was invested in by 2 silent partners. The worth of a multinational sports drink doubled as part of Claressa Shields' campaign. Definitely, as loyalty sells, sweetie. In relation to Claressa, she will not give up. Following the public release of the voicemail breach, she added a single sentence to her account. I told you I was telling the truth. Devotion over fame. Again, Mike fell. However, the security camera footage was what finally solidified the debate. Before the fight, do you remember the hotel room where Remy and Joe were allegedly hiding? All right. Thank God. A brave hotel staffer released a grainy but realistic video with multiple outlets. Remy is seen in the video walking down the hallway in a silk robe with her hair wrapped while giggling. A few seconds later, Fat Joe comes out of the same room, shirtless and with 2 wine glasses. This isn't AI either. That isn't a deep fake. It's true. CCTV is real. Once it was on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, it was lost. When one fan commented, "I stood by your love story for years. It made me believe that true love still exists." It turns out it was just better lies and better lighting. Papoose creates a diss song, which is the final blow. Yes, a surprise freestyle was released at A sad piano loop is accompanied by the title, Dead Weight. Papoose comes in. "You were built from the ground up, stayed up while you fell. But in a hotel, you traded secrets for loyalty. You don't have a brother. This bruising is not visible. Your most sincere one just said goodbye." The streets became quiet, and then the replies poured in. He bodied them without shouting. This kind of sadness is the purest form. These hurt, and pain is the cause of some bars. Papoose's transformation from a silent supporter to a wounded fighter was witnessed by the entire globe. Bat supposedly offered him a solo Doa series as well, tentatively titled Broken Crown, the Papoose story. Now let's talk about what comes next. What happens next? There is still an ongoing lawsuit. Remy Ma and Fat Joe's LLC are under investigation. Tax attorneys are on the clock. When misappropriated monies are found, criminal charges may be brought. There is a lot of speculation regarding divorce. Papoose has reportedly moved to Atlanta from their home in New Jersey, according to several blogs. Remy's prospects are unclear. Her PR crew is restructuring, thus, all of her interviews have been placed on indefinite pause. Fat Joe is letting it all go. His photo of himself partying in Miami with reality stars and sipping cocktails was captioned, "Let him talk. They chastised Noah until the rain began. Oh boy. Find a seat if you don't." But this is not what everyone expected. The worst kind of treachery. Do you remember, for instance, Easy, the block captain, who was first blamed for destroying Remy and Pap's union? In a recent TikTok live show, he stated this: "I acted as a front for them. The whole thing about Remy was smoke. Their work was already underway. It was me who misled." Thus, the entire Remy plus simple cheating incident is alleged to have been a setup, a distraction to conceal the reality. Her lengthy association with Fat Joe, the genuine betrayal occurred in front of everyone, but fans are now calling the Bronx illusion a web of deceit, a network of phony suspects, and leaking text conversations. We now ask, was this the worst betrayal of devotion in hip-hop history? Was Remy Ma really attracted to a whispering, cigar-wielding studio guru over a man who had stood with her through prison, suffering, and public scrutiny? Did Fat Joe breach a sacred line and ruin his entire legacy? What about Claressa's shields? Was her reputation at risk in order to protect a friend? Alternatively, did she simply become the most irreputable informant? Most importantly, what would you have done? If your friend's wife was skulking around, would you call her out? If you had a brother who had cheated on you, would you speak up or remain silent? This story is divided into several tiers: betrayal, heartache, business, and maybe even atonement. The truth always finds a way out though, even when it's hidden behind silk robes and security footage. There must be controversies, receipts, and the kind of drama that TMZ wouldn't dare touch. If you want to find more stories that go viral, click like, then subscribe, and then comment.